10 amazing qualities of older people who like to be alone. Have you ever been told that spending time alone means you're lonely? Or maybe someone assumed you're just not social enough? Well, let me tell you something, my friend. That couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, after working with older adults for over 50 years, coaching them through everything from heart health to happiness, I've come to realize that those who truly enjoy their solitude often possess some of the most inspiring, powerful qualities of all. They've walked through storms, they've climbed life's mountains, and now, in the quiet, they've discovered who they really are. So today, we're shining a light on something special. 10 amazing strengths that older folks who like to be alone often have in common. These qualities don't just make them wise, they make them resilient, creative, and incredibly fulfilled. So grab your coffee or your tea, get comfy in your favorite chair, and take this moment for you. Because this isn't just a list of traits, it's a celebration of the beautiful, powerful soul you already are. And now, let's begin. Quality 1, profound self-awareness. You know, one of the most remarkable things I've noticed in older adults who cherish their alone time is this profound self-awareness. Not the kind you read about in books, but the kind that comes from living. From decades of falling down, getting back up, loving, losing, learning, and still choosing to grow. Take my old friend Margaret, for instance. She's 70 now, a retired school teacher with a quiet spirit and a sharp mind. She once told me, "I didn't really meet myself until I had time to just sit in silence." Isn't that something? She journals every morning, not because someone told her to, but because in those pages, she finds herself. The joys, the fears, the dreams that never got spoken aloud. And through it all, she's become grounded, serene, confident. Not because the world praises her, but because she knows who she is. That's the magic of solitude. It clears the noise. It gives you space to listen to your own heart. And when you carry that kind of self-awareness, you walk through the world differently, with purpose, with peace. But here's the thing, it doesn't stop there. Because once you know yourself, really know yourself, you start to build something even more powerful: independence. Let's talk about that next. Quality 2, unwavering independence. Now, when you truly know yourself, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to realize you've got this. You don't need to rely on constant approval or wait for someone else to tell you what's next. That's where unwavering independence comes in. I think about my neighbor, John. He's in his late 60s, a widower, quiet guy, always with a gentle smile. Loves his solitude, but don't mistake that for weakness. Oh no, John's one of the most capable people I know. He manages his own finances, maintains his garden with care, and every now and then, he books a solo trip, just picks a place on the map, and goes. No fuss, no fanfare, just curiosity and courage. You see, independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing that you can. It's about trusting yourself to handle what life throws your way, whether that's a leaky faucet or a life decision. And here's the best part. When you've built that kind of strength, that quiet confidence, you begin to inspire others without even trying. Independence is freedom. It's dignity. It's the power to shape your life with intention, not just reaction. And guess what often comes along with that independence? A spark, a passion, a kind of playful energy that bubbles up when you're free to create, imagine, and express. Ah, yes. Let's talk about that next. Let's talk about creativity. Quality 3. Creative spirit. You know, when independence settles in, something wonderful tends to bloom in its wake. And that's creativity. There's just something about quiet moments that unlock the imagination. When the world slows down, your hands, your mind, even your heart, they start to dance in ways they couldn't before. Let me tell you about Mary. She's 80 years old, soft-spoken, and full of fire. Her walls, covered in artwork, not from galleries or shops, but her own hands. She picked up a paintbrush in her 70s, just for fun, and ended up uncovering an entire world inside herself. She once told me, "I never knew I had this much color in me until I spent more time alone." Isn't that beautiful? Solitude gives us space to create, not just art, but meaning. Whether it's writing, quilting, cooking, gardening, creativity doesn't need an audience. It just needs freedom and a little stillness. And science backs this up too. Creative hobbies are proven to boost mood, improve memory, and keep the mind sharp well into our later years. So, if you've been feeling that itch to try something new, to make something just for you, take it as a sign. You're never too old to create. In fact, this might be the perfect time. And you know what else blossoms in that quiet space? Not just creativity, but clarity. A whole inner world starts to unfold. Let's explore that next. Let's talk about a rich inner life. Quality 4. A rich inner life. Ah, now this one. This one's close to my heart. Older folks who enjoy their own company often carry something rare. Something you don't always see right away, but you feel it the moment they speak. It's called a rich inner life. You know the type? Quiet on the outside. But once you sit down with them, it's like opening a book you never want to put down. I think of Clara, 85 years young, a retired librarian who's lived 1,000 lives through the pages of her books. Every time I visit, I walk away with a quote, a story, or some little gem of wisdom that sticks with me for days. She once said, "When you spend time alone, you don't get bored, you get curious." That's the power of solitude. It gives your mind space to explore. You reflect more deeply. You make new connections, and you start to understand not just the world around you, but the one within. And let me tell you, when your inner world is full, you don't need to chase outer noise. You become your own best company. That richness, it spills over into your conversations, your perspective, your energy. It makes you not just interesting, but inspiring. Now, speaking of inspiration, let's talk about something that makes these folks truly unstoppable. Let's talk about emotional resilience. Quality 5, emotional resilience. Now, let's talk about a quality that often goes unseen, but it's quietly holding everything together. And that's emotional resilience. You see, when someone spends time alone, not out of loneliness, but by choice, they learn how to sit with their feelings. They don't run from them. They don't drown them out with noise. They face them, and they grow because of it. I'll never forget Robert. He's a 75-year-old war veteran I met years ago. Strong, steady, and deeply reflective. After losing his wife, he didn't retreat from the world in fear, but instead, he found healing in nature. Long walks, hours on quiet trails. He once told me, "Grief doesn't scare me anymore. I just let it walk beside me. Now that, my friend, that's resilience. It's the ability to feel everything, the sadness, the setbacks, the joy, the gratitude, and still choose peace, still choose hope. And here's the thing, emotional strength isn't about being tough all the time. It's about being tender with yourself, giving yourself the grace to feel, to heal, and to keep going. Because when you can weather the storms of life alone, without crumbling, well, there's not much that can shake you. And once that emotional strength settles in, you begin to see beauty in the little things, moments most people miss in the rush. Let's talk about that next. Let's talk about gratitude and contentment. Quality 6, gratitude and contentment. Now this one, it's like a deep breath for the soul. Older folks who enjoy their solitude often carry this glow about them. And when you look closer, you realize what it is. It's gratitude. It's contentment. You see, when life slows down a little, when the noise fades, you begin to notice the small things. Like Elena, a retired nurse in her late 70s. Every morning, rain or shine, she takes a slow walk around her neighborhood. No phone, no distractions, just her, the sound of birds, the rustle of leaves. One day she told me, "Those walks remind me I'm still here, still breathing, and that's enough to be thankful for." Beautiful, isn't it? Solitude has this way of tuning us into the present moment. And in that presence, we find joy in the ordinary. A warm cup of coffee, a kind smile, the smell of baked bread, the first bloom of spring. And you know what? That kind of gratitude, it's healing. It quiets the restless mind, softens the heart, and turns even a simple day into something sacred. Contentment doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It just means you're at peace with what is, even while you welcome what's to come. And speaking of soft hearts, let's talk about another gift solitude tends to bring, something that makes these individuals deeply connected, even in their quiet. Let's talk about quality 7, empathy and compassion. You know, a lot of folks think that people who like to be alone aren't interested in others. But let me tell you, that couldn't be more wrong. In fact, some of the most compassionate, deeply empathetic people I've ever met are those who've spent time in silence, in reflection, in solitude. Because when you've taken the time to sit with your own pain, your own joy, your own memories, you begin to understand the human experience in a profound way. Let me share a story about Helen. She's 82, retired social worker, soft-spoken, almost shy. But when she walks into the local shelter to volunteer, the whole room softens. She doesn't need to say much, just being present, just listening. That's her superpower. One time she told me, when you've spent time getting to know your own heart, you start to see everyone's heart more clearly. That's empathy. Solitude teaches you how to be with yourself, and in turn, it teaches you how to truly be there for others. Not to fix, not to judge, just to feel with them. And in a world that's often loud and hurried, that kind of still compassion is a rare and healing gift. Now, as we're talking about emotional wisdom, let's touch on another strength that often grows stronger with age and solitude. Let's talk about the power of boundaries. Quality 8, strong sense of boundaries. Now here's something you don't always see, but once you do, it's powerful. Older folks who enjoy solitude, they often carry a strong sense of boundaries. And let me tell you, that's not selfish. It's wise. They've lived long enough to know what drains them and what nourishes them. And over time, they've learned that it's okay to say no. It's okay to protect their peace. I think of my Aunt Beatrice. She's 73, loves her quiet evenings, and never hesitates to kindly turn down invitations when she needs time to rest or recharge. And the best part? She does it with zero guilt. She once told me, "I used to say yes to everything, until I realized I was saying no to myself." Whew, that one stayed with me. You see, boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. They help you show up in your life with more energy, more clarity, and more presence. They let others know where you end and where your needs begin. And when you honor your own space, others learn to do the same. That's not just self-care, it's self-respect. Now, interestingly enough, you might assume that people who set boundaries are distant or detached. But here's the twist. Many of them have the deepest appreciation for their relationships. So next, let's explore that beautiful paradox. Let's talk about quality over quantity and a heightened appreciation for connection. Quality 9, heightened appreciation for relationships. Now here's something truly beautiful. People who enjoy their alone time often end up valuing their relationships even more, not less. It's funny, isn't it? You'd think that solitude would make someone distant or disconnected, but in truth, it tends to deepen their sense of appreciation for real, meaningful connection. Why? Because time alone gives you space to reflect, to recharge, to really understand what kind of relationships fill your cup and which ones drain it. Take my Uncle David, for example. He's 78, lives alone, and loves his peaceful evenings, reading or listening to jazz. But every Friday night, he meets up with his close group of friends for dinner. And when he's with them, he's fully present. No phone, no distractions, just laughter, stories, and real connection. He once told me, "I don't need a crowd. I just need a few people who see me and let me see them." That's the gift of solitude. It helps you recognize the value of quality over quantity. It's not about being antisocial. It's about being intentional with your energy, your time, and your heart. And when you show up with that kind of intention, every relationship becomes richer, more nourishing, more real. Now, before we close this journey, there's one more quality I want to share with you. It's something that ties everything together and keeps the mind sharp, the spirit young, and the heart forever curious. Let's talk about lifelong growth and curiosity. Quality 10, lifelong curiosity and growth. Now, this last one, it might just be my favorite. Because even after all the years, all the lessons, all the changes, many older folks who enjoy solitude still carry one remarkable thing: lifelong curiosity. And let me tell you, it keeps them vibrant. You see, when the noise quiets down, the distractions fall away, and the pressure to keep up fades, you finally get to ask yourself, what do I want to explore now? I've met seniors learning new languages, trying Tai Chi, writing memoirs, even diving into YouTube videos about astronomy or bird watching. One woman I know, Alice, she's 81, just started learning how to play the ukulele. She says it makes her feel delightfully foolish. And I say, it makes her ageless. That's the magic of solitude. It invites you to keep growing, not because you have to, but because you want to. And here's the secret. Curiosity keeps your brain young. It sparks joy, builds new neural pathways, and opens the door to possibilities you didn't know were still waiting for you. So whether it's something big or something small, never stop wondering. Because as long as you're curious, you're alive. Now let's take a moment and bring this all home. So, my friend, if you've ever felt unsure about enjoying your own company, if the world ever made you feel like choosing solitude meant something was missing, I hope this message helped you see the truth. There is nothing missing in you. Because in your quiet moments, you've built a life rich in wisdom, grace, and quiet strength. You've nurtured resilience, sparked creativity, stayed curious, empathetic, and deeply human. And the beautiful part? You did all of that without needing to prove a thing to anyone. You've learned how to enjoy the stillness, how to find peace, not outside of you, but within. And that is a gift not everyone has. So the next time you're sitting in your favorite chair or walking quietly under a soft sky, smile, because who you are right here, right now, is more than enough. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your story. Let's keep building a space where solitude is celebrated, not misunderstood. And hey, I've got more reflections coming soon. Simple, thoughtful reminders to help you live with clarity, purpose, and joy. Until then, stay well, stay kind to yourself, and never stop embracing the beauty of your own company.